So you guys know I did say I would talk about my marriage in a recent video. And this is the 7 things I've learned in the 7 years I've been married. So if you would like to watch, stay tuned. So you guys, in a recent vlog, I did tell you guys that I would talk about my marriage and let you guys in on some of the things that I wanted to talk about my marriage. And I know you guys remember that video I did last year, the things that I love about my husband and the things that I don't like about my husband. And this is just a continuance of that video. This video is the 7 things I've learned in the 7 years I've been married to my husband. We just celebrated our anniversary last month. Do I have pictures? I'm not sure. I might have pictures. If I do, I will post them in this video. But we just celebrated 7 years of marriage. Yay me. And I would just like to take this opportunity and say what I have learned in the 7 years we've been married. What's up, you guys? So if you don't know me, my name is Kay and Kim, and this is Kay and Kim TV. So like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share because we're growing. We're on the road to 500 before the end of this year. So you can make that happen by sharing. Thank you. So one of the things that I learned in my marriage, there is no personal boundaries. Yes, you heard me. There is no personal boundaries. If I have something in the house, if he has something in the house, we both take it. So I realized that the 2nd to 3rd year that I was married, that we were like, if he has something in the fridge and I want it, or he has something that is lying around and I want it, I'm going to take it. Within reason. When I say within reason, I mean something that is clearly work related or for family or not his. But most of the time we both take each other's stuff, especially my specialty cookies. But I realized that in a marriage you really don't have any personal boundaries, and that it's better that way, mainly because given the opportunity, it makes your marriage more cohesive when you start putting up boundaries that's personal, like my cup, or just my, mine, me, I, in general, being a team out of the way. Because then you start making sure you only use your stuff, you only have your stuff. And this is not the same as 50-50. Because 50-50 means I'm going my 50%, your 50%. No, this is more on a personal level. Hey, I need to use this. Hey, can I borrow your car? Or hey, take this car, give me that car because it's easier on gas and I need to go this place. So those are, when I say personal, I mean like the things that we bought individually that we bring into the house, and it's more like I'm going to use it also. That's what I mean about personal. So you guys know when you get into a marriage with someone, you realize how much family acceptance is important. And I didn't realize that until I got married to a Nigerian. Family acceptance is very important because Nigerians tend to put family first in a lot of situations. So if I, as a wife, did not accept my husband's family, it would be a lot of confusion because it's going to tell in our marriage, especially when a lot of his family calls me, comes around, talks to me, and asks questions, especially if they can't reach him. So family acceptance is very important on my side too. My husband is able to call my siblings. My husband has called my aunt on occasions when he needed to talk to somebody personal and spiritual, because my aunt is an ordained minister. So family acceptance is very important in a marriage. And when I mean family acceptance, I don't mean your family has to love your husband wholeheartedly like the best friend. No, I mean they have to respect your marriage and know that that is the person that you're with. They have to understand that you and him are together and that you guys should put each other first. And they have to accept that certain time you're not going to be able to be there for them because you have to be there for your husband. So when I mean acceptance, I mean financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So that's one of the things I learned in this marriage. Okay, and this is one of the things that I really think a lot of people is not aware of. And the reason why I say that is because you think that you're going whole hard in your marriage or whole hog in your marriage, and you really don't realize that it takes time. So I realized in this marriage that emerging our lives take not just time but care. It's certain things that I'm normally used to doing, or it's certain things that I normally, would say. And I have to realize that when you are with somebody, your life are like things that you want to do is not just going to connect. You have to give it time and you have to give it care. As much as we would like to believe that everything right off the back is just together, sometimes when you get married, you're both staying in different apartments and you like your furniture and he likes his furniture, and then you have to literally say, what are we going to keep and what are we going to take away? Because you have to compromise in those situations. And that's what I mean as in emerging our life. Not just take time, but also care. It's certain things that my husband wanted to do before he met me. And now that we're married, it's hard for him to do that because he just can't leave the country all the time. He just can't move to another country when we just settle down in America. And I know I'm using my husband as an example. It's a lot of things that I've done that I've had to compromise on when it comes to emerging our life. Like I wanted to move to California and my husband is not ready for us to move from Georgia. So it's things like that you have to say, okay, let's plan it out. And then do care. You just can't get your way in a marriage all the time. So that's one of the examples that I'm using, mainly because this is something that we did talk about when we first got together, and it has yet to be handled in the full extent of moving to another country other than America. I mean, because my husband has moved here, but he wanted to explore living in another country. So this was something that he had to compromise on right now, but who knows? Maybe I'll be ready in a year or so because I have a lot of obligations here that I'm still working on. So who knows? You might see me in Europe next year. Okay, in marriage, a lot of people say they communicate or say they're great communicators, but they're really not. And one of the things that I've learned in marriage, that not only do you should communicate well, but you should have patience in the communication. So understanding that communication is key, but also having patience to know that you're still building a great communication line. So one of the things that you have to realize that my husband is coming from a whole different culture when he came to the United States. And the things that he deemed in his culture and how he does it is something that I'm not used to. And the things that I've been doing and living in America is something he's not used to. I made reference to this, like going out with friends and just planning that on the random. But literally my husband is like, no, that's not something in his culture that they do. They just don't go out with people that their husband don't know. Or people that, that like randomly go out with somebody that you just met. So I realized that our communication skills has really gotten better, so much better. But it took patience and understanding that we both wanted to be effective communicators in this relationship. So that's something that we focus on a lot, communicating well. And sometimes we do drop the ball. I am serious. I drop the ball all the time because I think I communicated and it hasn't been going well. But it's easy when you're both trying to focus on it and being patient. Just know that you communicating with your husband is your number one priority. And him communicating with you is his number one priority. Because that's key to having a great marriage. Not just good, but great. Okay, now I realized that when we first got together, me and my husband made plans. Like we planned to do this, we planned to travel, we planned to go places, we plan. And with us being married 7 years, our plan is constantly evolving every year. And I realized in my marriage, and it might not be for other people's marriage, but I realized that your plan should evolve every year. Like you should want to make sure you're building on the plans that you have and accomplishing. It's more like goals. So if I have a goal to save $10,000, my husband may have a goal that he wants us to save $30,000. And I'm just using this as an example, but it evolved from last year where it was just 10 to 30. And this is what I mean, that it should change. It should grow. It should grow with your marriage, because no marriage stays the same from year to year. And if it does, eventually you're going to have to figure out what's going on in your marriage. Because if you live in a house today and you planning on buying another house, say in, you don't know, like you say, okay, this is our 5-year plan. In 5 years we plan on buying another house. And then 1 year you get a car, and then the next year one person is unemployed, and then the next year both of y'all are employed and y'all able to build on that. So your life changes. So our planning for our marriage has changed due to life changes, and it's ever evolving. So from year to year we look at our goals and we look at our planning, and we just base them on where we are that year, and then we readdress them the next year. So that's what I mean about our future change and our plans change from year to year. Okay, you guys, and this right here, I don't know, this might be controversial, because I really do think when I say this, people might misunderstand or interpret it the way they want to interpret it. I'm going to say it the way I want to say it, and if you think it's something else, then list that in the comment and we'll have a discussion about it. I might even do a video about it. But one of the things that I would like to say is my husband sees our marriage as an investment. Yes, he does. He sees as our marriage as an investment. Us working together and building something so it can grow. And this is what my husband has taught me in our 7 year of marriage. So my husband wants to do things on a major scale one day. And now I realize just how much major the scale is according to all the plans that he continuously brings to our marriage. So I realized that when I asked him about it, he says, yes, we invested in each other. And I wasn't too sure what that entailed until he started saying that if I help you get a better job, or if I help you get a better car, if I get a nice house this year, and it's to invest, it's to make our marriage grow, like an investment, like literally like an investment. So our marriage to him is like the stock market, and he doesn't want to lose. He wants to pull his money from one company to the next and basically grow. Like if he needs to work on being a better communicator, he's going to invest in better communication. If he needs to be a better husband in loving, he's going to invest in showing me more love because he feels that it's going to help our marriage grow. So that's what I mean about my husband see our marriage as an investment, because he sees us being able to grow our marriage and reaping the benefit of being married. So I think I explained it pretty much good, but if you have another way of explaining it, you can leave that down in the comment. And I definitely will answer my comment. Although my phone has been acting up and I cannot get into my YouTube studios, I digress. But I'm going to definitely be able to comment on your comment when I see it. So let me know what you guys think about that part of what I've learned in 7 years of my marriage. Even though I'm saying this last, these are not in any particular order, but I just want to say that in our marriage, yes, the last thing that I have learned in the 7 years that we've been married is don't assume anything. And when I mean that, don't assume that everything is going to go right. Don't assume that everything is going to go wrong. Just don't assume. If you want to make your marriage work, it's going to take time, and it's going to take great communication. It's going to take patience. Rome was not built in a day. So stop assuming that somebody know what you're thinking. Stop assuming that somebody will always have the answer that you need. Stop assuming that you'll always be able to do a certain thing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people have expectations during marriage, and that does not help a marriage grow. That does not help your marriage survive. Like, my husband had to realize that I am not Nigerian. Yes, y'all see me with the name, y'all see me with everything, but I'm not Nigerian, and nor will I ever be. I can pretend to be Nigerian and it still wouldn't work. So my husband knows that I am American because I've been born and raised in America. But when he came to America, he assumed that I would be responsible for a lot of things that he has normally seen in marriages, and that is not the case. So we divide the responsibility up now. And this is what 7 years of marriage has taught me, that when you get married, you have to be able to both agree and work on your marriage to the best of the marriage. However the best of the marriage is. And it's not just one side taking everything or one side knowing everything. You literally have to work together to have a better marriage. And this is a bonus one. You may not like your husband at times, but you always have to remember that you love him at times also. A lot of people think that when you get angry that you forget about the love, and you don't. So you have to remember to always remember that you love the person that you're with. You're with them for a reason. They make you happy, and you have to continue to remember that love even when things are not going great. In the 7 years I've been married, I have learned that you continue to learn. Marriage is the only school that you are in that you never graduate from. So why not learn to be a better communicator, a better person to show appreciation, and just all around try to be a better person for yourself. So you guys, that was my video. That's what I learned in the 7 years I've been married. And if you're married for any amount of years, leave in the comments what you learned during your marriage, because I would like to discuss it. I may do a part 2 with your comments. So look forward to that. Thank you for coming to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share. You guys, do you see? We have grown so much in the last couple of days. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. So thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. I do have a giveaway. Look in the description box down below, and have a good day.